Guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to Tife's World. This is a new episode, a fresh episode on Tife's World. Thank you guys for those who viewed last video and also those who subscribed. Thank you. And if you've not subscribed and you're watching it for free, make sure you subscribe to my channel, Tife's World. Last week I did ask a question, so the answer is an umbrella. What goes up when the rain comes down? It's an umbrella. So umbrella, yeah. And I'm back again with my beautiful self. Okay, I got hooked up with this dress by a friend of mine and I do appreciate her for it, but this is all.
So I got a little more, push it a little more, yeah. Pushing on my now we sipping on a sham.
Today I'm going to be talking about the language to self-worth. It's something that I really always wanted to talk about to people normally, so I just said, okay, why don't I say it on here for people to listen. Self-worth is what we all know about self-esteem most of the time. It could be negative or positive, but most of the time we mostly pick it out when it's negative. So when you have low self-esteem, it's just the judgment of yourself, how you feel about yourself, how you evaluate your own worth. If you're okay, I'm not up to this, I'm fat, I'm too fat, I'm thin, I'm beautiful, I'm ugly, those kind of things. That's just how you evaluate your own self-worth and how you belittle yourself. That's low self-esteem. But some people actually get it wrong when they say, oh, self-confidence, self-esteem, self-confidence is a whole different level. It's two different things. Self-confidence is commonly used as self-assurance. That's your confidence, like confidence in one ability, confidence in your power, confidence in your ability, like you can do it and you're sure you can. Most people that are self-confident actually can face odds. They want to be successful, they can take risks, they can do anything because they are sure that they can do it. Like their ability is what they are ready to take any blow, like any setback, they are ready. But the thing is that being self-confident doesn't mean you have self-esteem. You could have a high self-confidence level in yourself. You could be very confident in yourself, but you have low self-esteem. We can say that celebrities or artists or someone could actually be able to face the crowd. You could face the crowd, you could talk to the crowd, you could speak to the crowd, you could even inspire a crowd. But deep down you have self-esteem. Then you lose yourself to drugs, you lose yourself to drugs, and then you go through depression and everything. But normally you're an outspoken person, you're someone that speak out. It doesn't work hand in hand. You could actually be self-confident and you have low self-esteem. Why I'm actually talking about this is because I went through a phase in my life. I'm not that old to be able to have lots of experiences, no, but I went through a phase in my life that I had to speak up to myself. I had to tell myself the truth. I had this issue with my complexion. I'm dark, so I had this issue with the fact that I was dark. I always wanted to be fair. But hello, my family, we are dark. We're not even fair. Nobody. Okay, my sister is still on the fairer side, but I'm dark and I can't do anything about it. But then I always felt, oh man, I need to be fair. I always felt fair girls were beautiful and they're still beautiful anyway, but I just had this thing for them and I felt I was ugly or I wasn't beautiful the way I was. So it made me question my worth. It made me question myself. And even got to the extent that when a guy walks up to me and asks me, oh, you look beautiful, like if his first word is you look beautiful, I'm always like, nigga, like you mad, like can you see my face, like but then I had to wake up at a point in my life that it's not all about your beauty. Even if you feel you're not beautiful, you're beautiful. You have to tell yourself every day, wake up, and like your mind has to tune into the fact that you're saying something positive about yourself. So I kept on, every time I wake up I start telling myself you're beautiful, and then it helped me. If I still had that issue, I don't think I'll be able to talk to people or face even myself, like facing the camera and people watching me. But I'm here today. I didn't have that low self-esteem anymore. So many people have the esteem of, oh, I'm fat, or you could say you could actually be in a relationship and you're like, he's too good for me, or I'm too low for him, or I just feel she's better than I am. Those things are, you're diminishing yourself. You are creating low self-esteem for yourself, but you might not know yet. But the more you say it, the more you believe it, the more realistic it becomes. And then you've lost yourself just by the fact that you're just saying, I'm too low for her, or I'm too low for him. Things like this happen, most especially as we are youth. It just comes just like that. There's so many things that happen in our life, like as we grow up, that we see and look at ourselves like, am I this down? Like, am I like this? Like, yeah, you just want to look at yourself and you're like, oh. For men, you don't have to. You have to look up to yourself. You have to brace up yourself for anything that could come your way, because life is not so easy. It's not like, it's not perfect. It can't be perfect. The first one that I feel causes low self-esteem, you're mixing with the wrong set of people. You don't know. You have a very, very little, your judgment of life is different. You have your own way of life is really different, but you're mixing with another set of person that his way of life is different. So when you have an idea to tell the person, and the person just gets to look at you and he's like, oh god, don't be that one we talk about though. Or just like and you're like, oh, okay, do what you say, whatever you say, I'm going to follow, something like that. Then you look at yourself again, you start questioning it. The more it happens, the more you start questioning yourself, that you start comparing yourself to the person, that, oh, this person is better and is even getting more things than I am, so why don't I even go through his way? Or then you now live your life by pleasing people, and when you start pleasing people, you start questioning your worth. You start questioning, who am I? Like, this is not me. I don't see life this way. So I think negative peers actually really, really causes low self-esteem. I also feel setting unrealistic goals. What do I mean by setting unrealistic goals? No matter how small, it could be unrealistic. You are, okay, let me just say, for example, you're 25. You're 25 and you're setting a goal for yourself that, at 30, I want to be a billionaire. I want to be a billionaire. And if I don't get to be a billionaire, I'm a loser. When you get to 30, you're not a billionaire. Then you start, like, you're just setting unrealistic goals for yourself. Then you start looking at yourself like you're a loser, because then you've already made a very, very wrong statement 5 years back. And when you get to 30, anything can happen. It's the world, it's life. Things don't go on as planned. You could say, oh, by 25, I want to get married. If I don't get married, then something is wrong with me. Then by 25, you don't get married. You don't even have a guy. You now start looking at yourself and start saying, is it the way I look? Or I have to pimp myself to make myself better. But doesn't mean that these goals are not realistic enough. But in your brain, you have set it to the fact that if you don't do it by this particular time, you're a loser. If you don't do it by this particular time, that's the end. Like, when I was in school, I used to set unrealistic goals a lot. But then I changed my GP, so I had to start setting all the grades I'm going to have in some courses after my assessment and after my assignments and everything. But then I started setting some stupid goals. Not stupid, they're goals, they helped me anyway, but it was unrealistic. I knew that, okay, my assessment was not good, was below average. Then I'm setting my goal as an A to above average. So when the exam or when the result comes out and I don't get that above average, or I don't even get A, I start questioning myself, thinking I'm not good, I'm good for nothing and everything. Then later on, I got to find out that those goals were unrealistic. And when they're unrealistic, I now started setting realistic goals for myself. I set the minimum and I set the maximum. I set the minimum, the realistic ones are, yes, I know in this course I'm not so good, so I could get a C or I could get a B, and I can't just get straight A's. Before, I'll just give A's, like straight A's, and I want to ace the exam and everything. I'll just get straight A's. But no, I made sure my strength, my weakness, I was able to pinpoint it and say, okay, this I'm going to have an A because I know my assessment was big, was nice. But the one that my assessment was really low, I'll just set the average score, that in case this is what I'm going to, this was my minimum, then I had the maximum, that's the unrealistic. So if I get in between, I'm happy because I know, oh, I'm going towards my unrealistic goal. But most of the time I always get this particular minimum score because it's realistic. So I don't get to look down on myself in any way. Negative thoughts pattern. When you start thinking negative, and your brain starts working, your brain and your thoughts, your feelings and your thoughts work together. You just start thinking that you're not beautiful like the way I was. It becomes real, it becomes realistic. You are you, and that's what is making who you are. When you have a negative thought pattern, it gets to the fact that you believe that this is how you are, and you start measuring your worth. Stop comparing yourself. You don't even know what the person is going through. Embrace your mistake. Set aside perfection. Nobody is perfect. This world just revolves. Like, we can't be perfect. Anyways, guys, this is what I feel actually happened mostly to youths like us. We mostly face situations that we can't handle. It is revolving. Social media is revolving. We're seeing different things. Don't be like me that had and pushed guys away most of the time because I felt they were lying, which they were not, but because my thoughts was clouded by my own decision. So if you like this video or you love this video, just please subscribe to my channel and also view it, and I'll be seeing you in my next video. Thank you.
Highness, what you mean to lady? Girl, your body make me feel wavy. Girl, you make me feel some type of